to help me. Jean Sherman. You are an icon in the art world, and I'm so proud to be here tonight. Your gallery is somewhere I wouldn't be anywhere else but here. Thank you. I didn't do this book alone. My partner, who's an award-winning photographer, Luca Zordi, who lives in New York, is the guru of kids photography. When I asked him if he would shoot this book, he said, okay, I'll do it for free. You produce it, I'll shoot it. He's got a big heart. So here I am. I produced it, he shot it, and my first stop was Yelda. I asked him, will you write a message? He said yes. On condition, he helped choose the charity. Together, we chose Ma Afrika Tikkun. It was an easy decision for us. I'm sure most of you know there's a lot of charities in South Africa. This one has blown me away. Nelson Mandela is the chief patron, and he has declared this charity a working miracle. They look after over 18,000 HIV, very vulnerable children across South Africa in 6 townships. Luca, the photographer, and I spent some time with the children. And we watched firsthand the children receiving a pair of football boots. I know most of you cannot comprehend what that would be like when you don't own a pair of shoes to receive a pair of football boots. This is what makes this journey for me so rewarding, and to know how fortunate I am to be in this position to give back to this amazing country that I grew up in. To think that I had this entire book sponsored, I'm told, is a miracle, and it's true. But that means that 100% of the sales of every book will go to a sports program at Ma Afrika Tikkun. Just think, one book buys 1 pair of football boots and coaching for 1 week for 1 child. So if you buy books for Christmas orders instead of a bottle of wine or champagne, imagine how much more you can do, or a photograph. Like the book, tonight's event has been totally sponsored. People with very big hearts, like Jean Sherman, of course, Stuart Goff from Telstra, Qantas Freight, who never say no to me, Ivan, who thought he could be anonymous, but I'm sure, where are you? I'm sure you were sorry the day you saw me in the city across the road to say hello. Vitek, from Vitek Vodka, who never says no to anyone who asks for him to donate. Samuel, where are you? Samuel. I was right at the back. Samuel from Premium Media, who went out on a limb to help me and came through with everything he promised. Wow. Thank you. Patrick from Fox Beverages, Bianca's Deli and Imperial Framing. Tianji, who's done both websites with both books for free. And I drive her mad. My support system, Ro, Ellie, Sharon, Lance, the Golden Girls, my Italian connection, Patrick. The young people in my life who I can't be without, and you all know who you are. An elder who sits by my side night after night. You know I couldn't do this without you. Most people don't believe it, but all the books were delivered free of charge. Over 400 kilos. Basu and his team who drove this event for me and the charity free of charge, while I was flitting around the world launching the book in London and New York. I don't think he had any idea what he was doing for, but he did it all. Thank you, Mark. I know I've proven most of my close friend nerds according to my friend Ellie, and you're sick and tired of listening to my book stories. Especially my poor husband. Who everyone says is neglected. But he stood by me patiently and supported me with this project in South Africa, and it hasn't been in vain because he's learned to cook. He's seen every single movie. He's had time to write his own book. And he has all my girlfriend's numbers in his phone. And he never says no to invitations, which I have to ask. It's the patience of a saint. Thank you. I had one big wish for tonight. I thought at the time it was an impossible dream. Both my late father and Linton always said, if you don't ask, you don't get. So I held my breath and plucked up the courage. And I asked Frank Lowy to launch my book tonight. Because he is an Australian icon and one of the most inspirational men I know. He's going to be very embarrassed. He asked me not to say anything. He's contributed so much to our country, not only in commerce, in infrastructure, in sport, but also so much in philanthropy. I can't begin to tell you how honoured I am to introduce you to the man of the moment, the chairman of the Football Federation of Australia, Mr. Frank Lowy, AC.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Alethea. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and especially appropriate. This event is taking place at the Sherman Art Foundation. I don't need to explain to this audience the enormous contribution Jean and Brian Sherman have made for many years and continue to make to their community. They give generously in so many ways, and Road Tonight is just another example of it. I must say I was very pleased to be asked by Alethea to launch this book. I suppose I could close it. I don't get asked very often to launch a book. It's not exactly my core activity. But Alethea knew me well enough to know that I'm passionate about sport and about using sport to good things in the world. And that's precisely what this book is all about. 100% of every dollar raised through the sale of these books will go directly helping young people in Africa to connect with sport and provide hope in their lives. The funds will go to programs that help kids who need help. It will be used to upgrade sport facilities, pay for coaching and equipment for all kinds of sport. It just so happens that a large proportion of that will go to sport, or soccer, which you know are very close to my heart. So I'm delighted to play this small role in helping what is a fantastic project. The images in the book are quite remarkable. Lucas Zorden, the photographer who took them, is quite clearly a master of this craft. His photography brings to us children from all walks of life, different races and cultures. Fortunate kids as well as kids who have a very tough life ahead of them. In other words, he and Alethea brought us through this book a complete picture of South Africa. Good, not so good, but most importantly, the hope for a brighter future. And I know from first hand and hope there is for South Africa's future. I spent a good deal of time there over the past couple of years in the lead up to the World Cup and during the World Cup itself. and I was proud that the Football Federation of Australia was able to make a contribution to South African kids too, by providing school equipment and other facilities. And we are now working closely with the Australian government to increase the support we provide sport in Africa. With all this experience, I know what bar sport can do. It can change lives, it can bring hope to people, especially to kids, so anything that helps get more kids involved in sport, especially football, has my support. I'd like to congratulate Alethea and everyone associated with this book. It is, I wish it well, and I hope it raises a lot of money for a good cause. With those few words, could I say that it gives me great pleasure to officially launch the Children of Africa in Australia. Thank you very much.